the cobra stitch first. I stitched cobra design first, and then now I'm gonna stitch it. And so this is a preview of what I did. So this is on my Facebook. You can go on it. It's New Sun Designs. That's NUSUN Designs. And you can see the final result of this. It glows in the dark, so it looks even more prettier when you look at it in full effect. And here's another one, which I love. The white part glows in the dark. And then another one. Of course, the white ones glow in the dark. And another one. And the white one glows in the dark. And then finally I decided, you know what? Why don't I make it a little bit different and add beads to it? And this came out so awesome. I love it. And so I added the beads to it. And also what I did is I gutted the inside to make it thinner, because with the beads I didn't want a bulky bracelet. So on my hands it just looks awesome when I put it on. So this was another perfect example of ideas you may get. Like the stitching is also from Lori and Ted Potter, and I just incorporated the beads instead of the thread like these. You see the burgundy part right here on the edges, and I love that, so I said let me incorporate the beads to this, and it's very pretty. So here I am. I decided to do a combination of yellows and a variation of colors. So it goes from yellow to this orange to this burnt orange I'm about to show you. So here we go, let's get started. I already started with the 2, and it's easier if you start from the front rather than the back, because since you're stitching the front part, it's easier to start off putting your beginning in the front, so it easily lays down. As you can see, it easily lays down nice and neat in a row instead of bunched up together. And if you started from the back, it'll bunch up all in one, which I can give you a perfect example as to this one. I started from the back, so you see how this edge right here just pops out because there was no room. I didn't really like that, so I said, let me try it this way. So once again, this is not my stitch. It's by Lori and Ted Potter, and there's no tutorial for it, so I hope they don't mind that I did a tutorial for it, because I didn't really need one. I just looked at it and kind of figured out what I needed to do. And they kind of did this color with the green, yellow, and red, but added a blue at the end of it, which is very awesome, very pretty. And I looked at it, I fell in love with it, and then I said, hey, I can do that. And sometimes you get mad at yourself why you didn't think about it, think of it first. So anyway, it's awesome. I love it. So let's get started. Here's my next color, which is this burnt orange. And hopefully this comes out pretty. I just thought about color combinations, and let's see if this works. So the beginning is very tough because you have to work the needle into this tight cobra. But just work it and it'll go through. So once you get it there, I line it up, and I kind of leave it there because you'll end up pulling it anyway and it'll rise up. So just leave it. I rather cut this than have to keep restarting, because you will lose some tension, and as you pull it, it might just pop out. So this is fine. It's enough, and it's easy cut and burn if I need to. So here we go. So now, first thing I like to do is just fix up this edges first on the beginning, because that can make or break the bracelet, and it'll just be out of whack if it's not correct. So here we go. And then I test it to see how it'll come out. All right, very pretty. So first one is you take the yellow And you really don't need that much cord, but I always cut extra cord. You'd rather have more than less. So you see these circles that go around. So keep in mind how you're doing it to start with. So first one is, I see this loop right here, and this loop is going to guide me to continue. So here goes one loop, and then here goes another loop, and then here goes another loop. If I didn't have the beads, you would see it a lot better. So let me see about this one. No, that's not a good example either. But anyone who knows how to make a cobra, there's always one part of the paracord that always loops around. So that loop around makes a loop. And keep in mind what loop you go through. So here goes my first one. Go to the side, under, and pull. And just leave it there. Okay, next color. Go to the side now. Just pay attention on where I place it. Go to the side, pull it, okay. Now you notice how the yellow's first, then the orange, and it stays in that row. So now the burnt orange, sorry, I made my string a little too long. You really don't need it to be too long. I'll say about maybe I cut this about 70 inches, so maybe if you do 50, it wouldn't be bad, because I end up with a lot left over. Even 50 might be too much, but as you keep doing it, you kind of will get the idea of how much string you'll need. But for this tutorial, I just wanted to make sure I had enough, so I didn't want to just cut short and then I don't finish it. So here's the burnt orange. Again, keep an eye on where I place the needle to make it uniform. Okay, so pull, okay, so now is where you adjust how you want it to go, and then hold this part, these loose ends, because it will yank itself out when you pull it. And don't pull too tight, because now see what happens if I pull too tight. The cobra stitch right there, the weave just pulls itself, so you don't want that to look awkward. Just slight, not too much muscle. All right, and then next one, go down, and basically you just have to work it to be near each other. And the first one is always tricky, like any other stitching or weaving you might do. Right, so this is the kind of effect I wanted to have. So here we go. Take the yellow, and again, keep in mind where you go, where you stitch it. You want to stay uniform and even size. So this loop right here, that's where I stitched it here. So now I'm going to skip this right here and loop it in here, because this is the circle that matches this one, because I want to stay uniform. So yellow, burnt orange. They have stitching needles for paracord. I think it's called a fit. I might be pronouncing it wrong because I don't use it, nor have I seeked out for it, because I don't see the need for me to get it at the moment, because the needle works perfectly fine for me. And so here we go. So next, again, basically repeat, repeat, repeat. I'm gonna do one more for you, and I guess keep rewinding this video to get the idea if you really didn't get what I was doing. And basically this is it. Again, so yellow. Again, stay uniformed. So now I came out through here and then skip this one, go to the next. Okay. Orange. Then the burnt orange. Basically getting tangled here because, once again, like I said, you don't have to make the string so long. It's just unnecessary, but just rather be safe than sorry.